Yizzo, supreme, my people, supreme, supreme, abundance, abundance, supreme, supreme, my people. Wow. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say, wow, Mother Universe is amazing, man. Mother Universe is definitely amazing. All those that make mockery of Mother Universe, man, okay, I got you. Yo, she is definitely amazing. Yizzo, supreme, supreme, my people, supreme. Supreme, my people, supreme. Star Seeds. Tonight is about you, Star Seeds. It's all. As a matter of fact, all my videos really been about you, but tonight definitely, I really want you to think about some of the things that I'm going to say tonight, and just for you to think for yourself. This is not about me. Forget Kala. So I'm not even watch how I use profanity. You know, because I know people will make excuses on when I use profanity. Oh my goodness. However, our children listen to some of the most dirty language in pop that's out in the streets right now. When they go to the store, when they listen to your next door neighbor, the music that they're listening, they hear when they riding down the street. I mean, it is perverted, it is crazy, it is out of control. And again, Star Seeds, I sincerely apologize for you to be subjugated to such, you know, disgrace. You know what I mean? I sincerely, I can't. I'm not everybody's parent. You know, I'm not everybody's guardian. You know, but I do sincerely apologize because this has to come to an end. But I will say there, this video tonight, I want to speak about a few things and show you a few things that is concerning to me when it comes to the direction of our race and how certain people in our race is literally misleading and misguiding our people because they're trying to get ahead of what's taking place. As I stated to you once before, what bothers me here is, hold on for 1 second, my Instagram. Okay. Wow. Give me 1 second, my people. I gotta log back into my Instagram again from my computer so that way I can that's crazy. I gotta log back into my Instagram. I think it's 2 5. My apologies, people. But yes, Star Seed. So 2 4. So my thing is this at this time is that people are trying to get ahead of the people are trying to get ahead of the okay, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. 288 561. Give me 1 second here, people. These people are trying to get ahead of the lies that they have been regurgitating for quite some time. And now I hit save the last time. So what took place? Why didn't it save? It's okay though. I got it. So these people are trying to get ahead of um, they're trying to get ahead of what's taking place on the planet so they can make it seem like this is something that they always spoke about. This is something that they knew of. This is part of God's plan, and that's far from the truth. It has nothing to do with that fake God. That God is a lie, is a manipulator, and an untrustworthy individual that is very dangerous. Just so that we know, very dangerous. And anybody that believe in this God believe that they should have been enslaved. And all I'm saying to my brothers and sisters or star seeds, I just want to say this to you, star seeds. Just think about this, star seeds. Everybody that believes in God believe that we should have been enslaved. So not only do they believe that we should have been enslaved, the abuse that took place with you that they don't even really talk about. You understand what I'm saying to you? um, they feel like it should have been everyone that believe in a God, a Most High, Allah, Jesus, Muhammad, all these prophets, anybody that believe in them, believe that so-called black people should have been enslaved. So just think about the things that transpired with you, children. You had nothing to do with what grown people did. So tell me, why did God punish you? On top of that, why would God create someone? Now, God is the all-seeing, the all-knowing. He already know ahead of time how things are going to play out because he's the creator of it all, supposedly. So why would God create a species that he already knew, the devil, that was going to turn against him and convince other angels of God creation to turn against God. And then on top of that, God placed them down here in the realm in which where we were at. Why would God do anything like that? Why would I go in the woods and fight a bear and then bring the bear home to my family? That doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? Why would I introduce you to a species that I have the ability to destroy at will whenever I wanted to? But yet I allowed this entity, this devil, to roam free on the planet and abuse not just adults, but he abused children, create a race of people to abuse children. You had your arms cut off, you had your feet cut off, you were tied up against a tree so crocodiles can eat you. You were scientifically experimented on. You were by the age of by the age of 2, the average black woman was able to have sex with a full grown man. By the age of 2, let me make that very clear. By the age of 2, there is a Charles Alfred Kinsey. Charles Alfred Kinsey, right? He is a sexologist. Uh, 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 he's a sexologist professor that passed away. Guess what? He said children at by the age of 3 days old, or even four days or 5 days old, can experience an orgasm. Now, why would you be in your mind even thinking about a baby, an infant that was just 3 days, 3 weeks old, 4 days? Why? How could you have that in your mind that a baby can experience an orgasm at that age? What is going on in there? And not only that, they have a whole school, a class that's catered to his studies that they are proud of. The same way that they had the statue of James Merriam Sims, but all the information started coming out about who he is and what he truly did to so-called black women for so many years. They literally wanted to take his statue down, but they still follow his work. So that's confusing to me. Think about this, Starseeds. God created an individual. God created Satan, and then Satan convinced. God created Satan in all lives and the angels. Satan got mad at God and then took some of the angels to turn against God. And then God said, you know what? You're getting on my goddamn nerves up here. And he sent them down here to where we were at, where his children was at. He didn't send him to Jupiter. He didn't send him to a fucking another dimension. He sent them and placed them right here with us. And then a race of people was created. Not only he didn't take care of the devil and the people that turned against him, but then later on down the line, we supposedly did something so egregious to God that God came back 12,000 years ago and created a race of people to do some of the most dark and inhumane shit to you. Children, I'm not talking about adults no more. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about they cut your arms off, babies. They extracted blood from you continuously, babies. They took your bone marrow from you. You know why children, 400 and over 400,000 children go missing in America a year. 400,000. Listen, children, 400,000. Ask an adult. How would they ask an adult that's around you right now? How would you feel if you had $400,000 in your pocket right now? They would be happy as shit. Yep, I got $400,000. I could do what I want. Now I'm free. Now think about 400,000 children that go missing from America every year, and the number has increased. Think about that, children. Just think about that for 1 second. Think about that right there. 400,000 children go missing from America. Who is taking children? Huh? Who is taking children? And who is allowing this shit to go on in the first place? So God, in my personal opinion, and if you look at psychology, he's necrophilia, he's a Machiavellian, he's a sociopath, he's a psychopath, he's a fucking narcissistic pervert. He's pervertic as well. And I'm saying, so he likes and embrace this type of destruction that goes on. And anybody that believes in God, because let me explain something to you. I got people that actually turned their back on me at one point in time. They were saying vicious shit about me one fucking time. They were really talking down about me because of my viewpoint on God. Let me make this very clear. Fuck them. You understand? And now look at what they saying. Now, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Maybe Kalai was right. Look at fuck him. I don't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying to you? Because I was built for this shit right here. You feel me? I was designed for this motherfucking realm right here, right now. And because you were such a fucking coward, you didn't even take the inventory. You didn't take the time or the inventory to question this nigga, this motherfucker, so-called superior of all being that was supposed to be sitting on some fucking sun cloud, sipping on a sun milkshake while our children was being snatched the fuck up. So excuse my French. I said I was gonna watch my mouth, but that right there really touched me because I remember when I was making videos and I spoke about God once before, and they was coming at my neck like I was going to change my fucking opinion. You done lost your mind, cowards. You cowards. And I mean it. You cowards. Now, so Star Seeds, just think about all the things that are happening, even right now, Star Seeds. Your education system, I done spoke about this plenty of times. Your education system is a lie. It is manipulating you. It is creating a slave out of you. Just think about something. I was talking about this the other day when I was on Instagram, right? And I went Star Seeds. Just think about this. When I was in school, right? I think I was around in the fifth grade, maybe the sixth grade, right? That was the one year that I was trying to do good. I was trying not to be a problem in school, right? So guess what they promoted me to? A crossing guard. I was actually able to cross. I was going to be a crossing guard. And if y'all know how the crossing guards would dress back in the day when you were in school, right? You had the Miss Paget, thing around. You had the yellow strip that went around your waist, and you stood on the corner and you made sure you was supervised. Now somebody was a little ways away. They supervised and told you, make sure they cross at the green light, whatever the case may be. I remember this like yesterday, right? So fast forward now, and I'm driving one day, and I got to the stop sign, and the sister, she was a crossing guard, and I rolled my window down, and I asked her, I said, so did you go to school for 12 years to become a crossing guard? And she looked at me. Though first I asked her, I said, how do you feel about the education system? It was other parents and children there. She was like, oh, it's good. The education, our children need their education. I said, so did you go to school for 12 years to stand on the corner and be a crossing guard? And she got so quiet. I mean, she instantaneously got so fucking quiet. She just looked at me. I said, yeah, did you go to school for 12 years to be a crossing guard? You could have just skipped past school and waited till you got 21 and applied to be a crossing guard. How much brain power do it takes to cross children across the street with a stop sign in your motherfucking hand? I'm confused. I'm just confused. And this is not to make fun. Remember what I said to you? If you can't shame them, you can't change them. You see? We're not supposed to embrace the lie because the lie is shameful. You see what I'm saying to you? So how did you go to school for 12 years and then check this out? Motherfuckers went to school for 12 years and you're at a cash register and you're ringing up the food. The fucking computer is doing everything. You ever see they grab the food, they got to pull the barcode, boop, 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 and then they hit the thing, total, click. And then they got to look down at the thing. You ain't even adding this shit up in the mind. The computer's adding it the fuck up. Then you hit the thing. Boop, 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 boop. Your total is $67.33. And then the person give you $70, right? Listen, the person give you $70. You take the $70 from the person, and you got to put $70. You got to put is the amount already in there what they owe, and then you got to put in what they gave you, $70, and then you hit enter, and then the motherfucking machine tell you how much money you give back to them. It ain't like they gave you the $70 and you went in there, you dialed this shit up. You had to you actually look at the cashiers. They actually look at the screen to make sure that they're giving you the right amount of money back. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you really kidding me? This is a fucking joke. This is a joke. And I gotta laugh sometimes to stop from crying. I literally have to laugh sometimes to stop from crying. Truly, I really mean this. Seriously. So, star seeds, I want you to think about what I am saying to you. Just think about what I'm saying. The occupations that people are supposedly jobs they're having outside of medical, and legal, how much brain power do it takes for them to do it? Just think about what I'm saying. How much brain power do it take for you to play basketball? How much brain power do it take for you to actually play football or any other sports for that matter? How much brain power do it take for you to make rhymes when it's nothing but poetry? But you choose gangster and killer words versus words that are soothing to the soul. How much brain power do it takes? Starseeds, this is a joke. And they are continuously, grown children are passing down generational curses. And we think that there is a past that's going to happen with us. We do. You know, we're never going to be happy as a whole until our children are at peace and are safe. We're never going to be. You might find temporary happiness. You might find some happiness with your friends. You might find some happiness with your mate, but you're never going to really reach the true happiness, true ascension until our babies are safe. You're not. You're not. So again, most of the people that believe, so star seeds, all you have to do is ask yourself. Just ask them to know. You believe in God? Yes, I do. So do you believe that we should have been enslaved? And let me tell you something, their subconscious mind is going to fight with their conscious mind. Just like yesterday when I was on live and the guy was on there, when I asked him to read the scripture that definitively say that we're dealing with a mutant species, and that he tried to say that so-called black people were mating and having sex with other animals. We were performing bestiality. Now think about the insult that was to black women. Just think about the insult that that was to you, so-called black women. That black men, or you for that matter, we were so distasteful with one another that we found the shape of a fucking monkey's ass attractive. We found the shape. Hold on. Let me paint it. Let me show the let me paint the picture a little bit better for you. Pause for 1 second. Hold on. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. So we were so distasteful with one another. Now, ancient times, there were one man and had about 9 to 10 wives. So you telling me we were so distasteful with one another that we went in the jungle and started sleeping with animals. And then we produced the so-called white man. We produced that. And then for those that want to say that these people, these pink skinned people, were created by us, you mean to tell me we created the ants, the honeybee, the wasp, the dragonflies, the lion kingdom, the hippopotamus. We created the dung beetle. We created these things that feed one another and help the earth rotate, that helps the ecosystem move forward. And then all of a sudden, we decide that we want to create that there. You see the mind, the slow mind? You see how destroyed we are as a people? Some of us hate each other and hate ourselves so much that we really believe that we will be doing this shit right here. I didn't say that we didn't breathe life into these people. That's something different. We breathe life into them, yes. And how we breathe life in them? Because we believed in them. We kept projecting ourself onto them. You can turn around. We believe in you. You can stop doing the barbaric things. Let me help you out. Let me show you how to, let me show you the way. You know, that's what we kept on doing because we're pro-life. No different from Avatar. That's why they gave it to you like that in Avatar. But you didn't catch on to it. You didn't catch on to the first Avatar. You didn't hear when he was talking about genetic splicing in the very beginning of Avatar. You didn't hear when they was talking about the Navi people trusted you and you went there with education and they said we don't want to your school no more. You built a basketball court. You don't come with nothing of substance. You don't come with nothing of creativity. You build a basketball court and then you went in there and the whole time you were trying to get to the tree of life. They gave it to you in that's why I can't watch Avatar no more. I can't watch it no more because it's such disgrace. It shows you exactly what they what they wanted, what they did. It showed you right in front of you. And some of us want to replay it over and over and over and over. Even the biologists said these people are more than just a group of people. These people have a neural network. They have a neural connection to the entirety of the planet. And they showed you how we had a neural network when they was taking it here and connecting it to the animal here and talking to them telepathically. Telepathically. And we let all that go for the iPhone, for the BMW, the Mercedes, the money. We let all that go. And to the point that my own brothers, I told you, we're more dangerous than they are. That we literally slept with animals. I said, I don't even want to deal with the black woman no more. I'm in the forest. Look at this monkey's ass. Come here, monkey. Come here, girl. I said that. That's what I said. And then hold on. I went to the ocean and grabbed a zebra fish. And I wanted to sex a zebra fish. And then I looked for a mosquito and a fruit fly. And I said I wanted to sex a fruit fly. And then now I had sex with a black woman after I had sex with all those animals. And then we produce it, what you call the pink skin race. If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you right now. I got a bridge to sell you right now if you believe that there. That's how broken we are as a people. That's how broken we are. That we believe that shit. And then I said, read the scripture that definitively tell my star seeds that they are the original people and that there is a unnatural species that was genetically modified that's not natural to the planet that is abusing you. Never said it. Not one time. But you'd rather cut me off. I told you, if you let them talk long enough, you will see the grave in which they dig for themselves. Because the worst thing that you can ever do is use your emotions without intelligence. Period. See, when you're regurgitating things that happen, when you got used to regurgitating things over and over and over and over, and it worked for so many years, you're forgetting one thing. There are holes in the ozone layer now. There is more light coming into the planet. Gamma radiation is hitting a different part of your brain that is coming back online. It's been dormant. See, when you understand neurology, chemistry, when you understand the basics of it, you will start to wake up and realize, hey, I've been tampered with. I've been put to sleep. I have been induced, and I have been in an induced coma through trauma, through violence, through manipulation, through television, through the Blu-ray that is shooting, coming from the television, that's coming to my cell phone, that is frying my brain. I have been induced into a coma, and I think I'm awoke because my physical body is functioning and moving around, and I'm doing the basic primitive shit. I'm doing the basic primitive stuff. And I think this is really something. I think this is living. I'm existing. Hmm. It bothers to people. It's bothering people now because you're trying to get ahead of it. You're trying to get ahead. I watch some of the videos. I see them out here, Star Seas. Star Family. Star Family. Look at them Star Family. The extraterrestrials. Star Family. Look at these things happening. Really? You was talking about God, his angels returning. You said pray to God so when he returns, he will bless you. He's not even coming back. It's an advance. It's a technically advanced race of people that looks just like this, that is returning before all of the gods that you spoke. All the Yahwehs and the Allahs and all of them. It's a so-called black race. Someone that can harness the energy from the sun, that don't even eat physical food. They are autotroph people. They eat directly from the sun. We place vegetation and food down here for all other life. That's what separates us from them. We are autotroph. They are heterotroph. Mm, mm. We are breatharians. We have everything we need in the atmosphere. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? They don't like that, star seeds. They don't like that. That's why they put so much chemicals in you at birth. Before you turn 2 years old, you have over 21 shots. They're injecting you. Who's taking you to the arms of the crocodile that's smiling? Who's taking you there? But yet we should get a pass because we were enslaved. Really? From who? What? I'm included in that as well. Who? Why? Every day that we wake up and you are vulnerable to that species is a notch against the generation that is guiding you. Those are whips on our backs. Every time you are psychologically and physically abused, those are whips on our backs, and we don't feel them because we have used coping mechanisms to ignore the atrocities that is taking place with you. We have using coping mechanisms. We're shopping, we going to the mall, we giving you video games. Just chill. I got you the new Yeezys. Children don't know nothing about fashion until you grown children teach them that. We teaching them that. You need 7 pairs of sneakers. You need the latest iPhone. You need the latest video games. We take care of the dogs better than we take care of our children. We get up and walk the dogs in the morning, and the dogs are getting sunlight. We don't get our children up and say, come on, let's go walk. Let's get our body. Let's get the blood flowing through your body. And let me talk to you. What type of dreams did you have last night? Did you dream? How do you feel about life? You know what we want to do? We want to be our children's friend. We want our children to accept us. But if you was to lead them properly, they may not like you in the beginning, but they will cherish you in the fucking end. But we want to be their friends because we're afraid of losing someone, afraid of being alone. When you should never feel like that. Because are we preparing our children to challenge the world, or we're preparing our future generation to accept the world? Which one are we doing? What are we doing? Hmm? It bothers people when you speak like this. It really does. Because see, I'm not putting the onus on the complex cell. The complex cell has this much power. That's it. If you can see between my fucking fingers, that's how much power it has. It is not their responsibility to care for us at all. They have no power. Oh, they got guns, they got this, they got that, and the third. Yeah. shit material that was made from the earth. And who put that together? Who put this earth together? Hmm? So this is why this is why they had to make you dense. They had to make you put you in a position to feel pain. And long as you love something, you will always feel that pain. So let me get into this real star seeds. I got some shit I want to read off to you when they be talking about this God and all this shit. And then not only that, when people be talking about um how is there other life here on this planet? They left plenty of evidence to show you that there were other life here on this planet and that they have been mingling and watching us for quite some time, learning from us, in fact, to be truthful and honest with you. So bear with me for 1 second, my people. Just give with me for 1 second. I have to do something. Thank you for being patient, my people. Thank you. Thank you for being patient. Thank you. Okay. I wanted to pull this up here for you real fast. Okay, Star Seeds, let me just read this off real fast. Reptilian like statues around the world. You can look this up for yourself. Reptilian like statues around the world include ancient artifacts from Mesopotamia and Peru and modern sculptures in Oslo. The Ubian lizard figurine from ancient Iraq are notable for the reptilian features, while the Peruvian statue depicts the Machi deity Morop or Iguana Man. In contrast, the sculptures in Oslo Vageland Park are modern and more abstract, with reptilian embrace that fuels various interpretations. Look, 7,000-year-old reptilian Ubian statues right here. 7,000. Now, hold on. Let me get off this real quick and I'm going to come back. How how long have they said that the complex cell race was on this planet, and how long they have? 6,000 years, and you can trace them back. Listen, this has already been proven through archaeologists. You understand, through biology, through genetics. You can't trace them back no more than 6,000 years. These statues 7,000, so they are 1,000 years before these individuals came into existence. Who in the right mind, hold on, let me go back to this, I want to share this. Who in the right mind would be creating these type of artifacts if they didn't exist? Where did they get these from? Let's go over here, let's go to images. Who would be creating this? Let's zoom in. Who would be creating this right here? Who would create this right here? Look at this. I just want y'all to look at this. Who would create these right here? And look at this one right here. What do they got in their hand? One, two, three. What's that in their hand? And look at the foot. Look at the foot. Look at the foot. Look at the foot. And then look, always showing some naked, always showing proverbial. Look. One, two, three. Look at this. Who would design this? Look at this. Look at this. Look, reptilian wrapped around a female and doing what? What are he doing? What is he doing? Who would be doing this? Who would create something like that? If you, who would design something like that that they never seen before? And then children. Once again, that goes back to me saying over 400,000 children go missing from America a year. That's just America. 2,300 to 3,000 children go missing a day in America. Who's taking children? You know, oxytocin, dopamine, it's oxytocin, dopamine, is another neuroepinephrine, adrenochrome. These things are produced in higher amounts in children. And when you put children in shock and fear at a young age, they produce even more of it at one fucking time. And who's taking children? Who's taking children? Who's doing it? Hmm? Who is taking children? Let me go back over here because I wanna really get into this real fast. I want to speak about this. Look at this statue right here. Look at this. Who would design something like that? Who would do that? Who would design something like this? Look at this. Who would design that? Just think about this, children. Who would design this? Who would do it? Who would do it? Who would design that? You can find these all over the world. You can find them all over the world. Not everywhere, but there, especially where certain brown countries are predominantly brown, you're not going to do that. But other parts, yeah, when you see the complex cell or you see the hybrids, who would do that? Who would design those? And these statues are 7,000 years old. 7,000 years old or older. Who would do that? And they come from the Sumerian texts. I wonder how. I wonder why. Hmm. Who would do that? Hmm. It's all coming to light now, isn't it? The wheels are turning in your head. Fuck the wheels going around in the sky. The wheels are turning in your head now to think about this, to think about the devastation that you are subjugated to, children, which is a disgrace, which is an outright disgrace. Who would design a statue like that? And you mean to tell me you got a statue like that, but you ain't got not one statue or evidence of God? God ain't got not one fucking statue. And then you know what kills me about people? Let me just say this to y'all, star seeds. Mother Universe is so beautiful and so amazing, and she is so intelligent, right? All the way down to an atom has a gender. All the way down to atoms have a gender. Electrons are females. Protons are masculine. Neutrons don't even hold a charge. They don't even hold a charge. All the way down to atoms has a gender. So now you want to say God is a spirit. A spirit of what? God has a gender, don't it? Because that spirit, if it's energy, it has to be composed of either electrons or protons. Men don't give birth to babies. Women do, though. God is a spirit. When you try to pin him down, well, what spirit is he? A man or woman? He's not a man. So God is a hermaphrodite then. You see? A hermaphrodite. So God has sex with himself and produce babies, huh? Sickening. This is sickening. This is sickening. Sickening. And I ask brothers and sisters that believe in this bull hockey to explain to me, why do we have 46 chromosomes? 23 organized into 23 pairs. One of them is a sex chromosome. 22 of them is autosomal chromosomes, which are recessive genes. I got 22 chromosomes that are recessive, that produce Tay-Sachs disease, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell. Are you serious? I got 22, and people want to say, well, what about the sickle cell? That means we got no, that's a default in the fact that what happens is we have put in so much iron in our body. Our bone marrow is not producing the red blood cells. Our bone marrows are not producing the red blood cells. When you study science, biology, when you get to it, you won't be fooled by it no more. Heterozygous versus homozygous. How do we go from haploids to diploids? Nobody has an answer for any of that. But yet there is a race of species that is sitting next to you that is telling you that they are natural to the planet. And God showed favor to them. When meanwhile, God played the most dirtiest trick on them that you can ever play on someone. God played a dirty trick on them. You're genetically spliced with different animals. You have a pigmentation of your skin that repels sunlight. Your body constantly is a walking virus. Your hair attracts animals. Even in your mouth, you have flies that will lay their babies inside of your mouth. It's called oral meiosis. Look it up. You got animals, bugs that will lay their eggs. What animal feels safe and comfortable enough that they will lay their future generation in your mouth? Talk to me. Star Seeds, this is some raw YouTube. If I'm lying about the scientific information that you are giving us and I'm regurgitating it back, shut me off then. Shut me off, YouTube. I ain't got no problem with that. Let me go back to the drawing board and let me get back to work and research for real. Or if I'm telling the truth, you might well you know what it is. Shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake. Y'all vibrating real differently in those chairs while y'all watching my videos. That's why as soon as I get off of here, you'll send me a message for a video that I did 5 years ago and tell me I'm blocked for the next 30 days or I got a strike because I'm talking about the true facts of life that you want to keep buried. You want to keep my people in a sleep and slumber. You want them to continue to beg for a better tomorrow and not be ignorant to them to the fact that they are creating tomorrow with the programs that you have placed in their minds and in their fucking hearts. You want us to be ignorant to that. You want us to want the next cell phone to come out. You want us to want the next vehicle to come out. You want us to get at that dollar. You want us to be so deep into your world that we don't even understand that you are using our black magic. You are using our neuromelanin, our divine power to create your world because you can't create it on your own. You can't create it on your own. And we don't even know the power in our vernacular tone. We don't even know that we are every time we speak, we're letting out a vibrational tone that is changing the atoms in the atmosphere. They don't even want you to know that. That's why they got you praying every day before you go to bed at night. Get on your knees and pray to God and give thanks for tomorrow. As soon as you wake up, give praise to God. Tell God, thank you for waking you up out your sleep. As soon as you get some sort of accolades of the world, look at you. You graduated high school. Thank you, God. Thank you so much, God. God gave me the power and the strength to get through school. And now you a cashier. And now you a Uber driver. And I don't knock those occupations. But you didn't have to go to school for 12 years to drive cars. You got 10-year-olds out here that can drive a car. My son and my daughter could drive a car at fucking 10, 11, 12 years old because you was teaching them. I'm showing them. You went to college for 4 years to do what? Just to put down on your resume that you went to college, but you're sitting in Walmart? Huh? You sitting at an occupation that you never thought that you would be at because you put your all into your education system. It's designed for you to fail. It's designed for you to be a slave. And I want to stop this generational curse. Hmm? This is amazing. This is an amazing time to be alive. This is an amazing time to be alive. Listen, let me hold on. Let me play a few videos, and then I want to take a few phone calls, and then shout out to Mr. MB3. Any video that I use for awareness purposes. I'm not using any of these videos. I don't get any money from YouTube, Instagram, and none of that. You know what I mean? If you purchase a shirt, you cash at whatever you do, I greatly appreciate it. If not, it's okay. Kala still gonna put his pedal to the metal, baby. Believe me, you when I tell you. Thank you very much. Trust me. So let me get over here. Let me make sure I pull up the right videos. Pause for 1 second, people. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. So so now I just want y'all to know something. Y'all know when I was showing y'all the Magneto's pause, right? Meaning Earth interaction with the sun and the dome, right? And I was showing you the energy that was coming on the backside of the planet. That instrument is no longer working, right? Hold on, let me get over to the chat a little bit. You know what the tribulation is for? To turn God people back to Him. All right, so why don't you call in and give me some more of your? Why don't you call in? Let me leave my phone. Happy go lucky. Let me. Here's the phone right now. Why don't you call in and let's have a conversation about what God's supposed to, what people supposed to do? Why don't we do that? You can't fool all of us no more. You can't. It's over and done with. You're being exposed too much. So I don't have a problem with that. Well, once you call in, let me leave that up there for a little bit. Let me leave that up there for a little bit. Once you call in, so once you call in, let me see if you're gonna call in. If you're not gonna call in, then Kala, I was thinking about joining the military. Do you think it's okay for non-ether beings to go into the? It's hard for me. Like I have to be now. Let me say this to you. I don't know if this is a prank or not. So I had to catch myself. I don't know if this is a prank and a real question. Um, I would never join anything that's going to destroy a group of people. I don't give a damn what it is. I am never going to join any type of organization that feels comfortable with going somewhere and destroying a group of people because they don't speak the language you have, they don't have the culture that you have. I don't give a damn. Even if you don't have a gun in your hand and you are killing these people or imprisoning these people or threatening these people, the uniform. Think about the uniform that you're wearing over the uniform. That's the point that I would tell you. Think about the uniform that you are putting over the uniform. That's what I would say to you. And you move with that, my brother or my sister. I'm not sure who you were. I do apologize. I'm not trying to be smart, but you think about that. I would never put a uniform over this uniform that supersedes righteousness. I don't give a you couldn't pay me. If they said they was giving out $1 million a day to be in the military, see you. I don't give a fuck. It does absolutely nothing but destroy people across this planet. Nope, not at all. So, um, you make your own decision in your soul. And let me just say this also. I want people to, before I go any further, I want people to know one thing. Make your decision that's for you. Kala is gonna make decisions that's for me. I base my decisions off of scientific facts and righteousness. I don't. That's how I make my decisions in life. You, when I've heard people say, "Do you think I should move from here? You think I should go from here? You think I go?" I would never tell you what to do. Make your decisions that are good for you. I want to tell you. I said this long time ago. People are going to be exactly where they need to be when when this world is actually falling the fuck apart. You're going to be exactly where you want to be. Some of us want to be in better situations, but we allow our fucking ego, we allow our past traumas, we allow our urges for this world to shift our judgments and fuck up places where we have gone. and not realizing the place we have gone or where we're at is a lot better than where we at now. We have allowed things like that. You see? So I'm not a person to tell you where you should go and how you should move. I'm not going to tell you to do that. I would tell you one thing: study science. I always say that: anatomy, biology, chemistry, physics, neurology. I would tell you to study that. And when you study those subjects, study psychology. You can go on Amazon, because that's where I got my books from. You can go on Amazon and you can order these books. These books will anyone run you anywhere between 25, $30, maybe some of them maybe $40. And you want to get if you get a real good neuroscience book, you're going to spend about 120, $130. But guess what? It's worth it, because I don't have a problem with that versus me buying sneakers and t-shirts and shit that I don't even need. I don't even need. So yeah, so happy go lucky. I'm going to just try to block you off of here, because it's no need for you to be 40 years locked, loaded, saved, and still till this day. All right, I got you. If you don't want to call in and there's nothing, if you don't want to talk, but you just want to constantly, I'm not other put you in timeout. All right, let me get you out of there. So I'm not a person that um I don't ignore the comments like other YouTube you on people that be on live. I don't ignore the comments. I'm actually a person that says call in and let's talk about this shit. I'm not a one that go back and forth with I don't have a problem with that. So I'm different from most. But when you continue to do that and you don't want to call in, goodbye. See you. I don't have a problem with that. You're probably still watching, but you're a little bit more angry and disappointed that now your comments don't get anywhere, don't get any traction. So I moved on from you. Now, if they be single, let the dirt I'll be single to the grinder. Okay, 400 years of slavery, God nowhere to be found. Absolutely. Absolutely. See, when you come in my house, you're gonna sit the fuck down and cross your fingers. That's how I got it. That's how I did it on Instagram. The fake accounts don't even come. And if they come on my account on Instagram, they come in the class and sit the fuck down. Because Instagram, you can block them. And so if I block you, it's gonna bother you more with me blocking you. Like you say, it's going to bother you more that I blocked you as opposed to you blocking me. See, it's going to bother you more. You know why? Because you're coming to my station to actually hear something that is beneficial to your soul or your spirit, even though you may not like it, but you coming here for a reason. So if I block you, that's going to bother you more than it is going to bother me. See, because I don't go to your stations. I don't look for you. There's no need for me. For what? I don't have to. So it bothers you more. And guess what? Instagram, they got the picture. You should see how they are when I'm on Instagram. They shut the French toast. They be like, you know what? Let me shut up. Yeah, because you ain't gonna do nothing but create another account. Let me explain something to you. If I have the power over you to make you continuously make fake accounts to come to see my page, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. That lets me know I'm doing a good job. All right, it means, Kala, you say that no one is going to save us, but you also say that Mother Nature is going to wipe out the toxins of the earth, which is removing people who don't belong here. How is Mom Nature doing it? She's doing it through the sun. So let me answer your question right here. No one is coming to save you at all. However, the sun is sterilizing them now. They have several different forms of cancer that they haven't even given names for that is taking place with them. They are going to be reduced to the most simplest form. So whatever animal they share majority of the DNA with, they are going to be reduced to that animal. So if you look up 1p36 chromosome deletion. I did a video on this before. Look up 1p36 chromosome deletion. What's going to happen is their speech. They're not going to speak words. They're going to be grunting again, and they're going to be comfortable with walking on all fours, and they're going to have an animalistic mind. No one is coming to save you from that. No one. Slavery was a choice. So yes, at this particular time, they are becoming sterile. Their women are catching ovarian cancer. They're males, the semen. And when they was talking about, listen, it's a whole video. It's a whole people making videos talking about Men's semen is not as strong as it used to be before. They keep trying to compare us together and merge us together. That has nothing to do with a healthy black man. Any black man, that so-called black man, that is eating properly, fasting, exercising, that is taking care of himself, guess what? He can make babies. He can make some babies. Let me explain something to you. I don't care how healthy that so-called complex male is at this particular time and moment. His sperm count is getting low, and it's getting to the point where as though that they're going back to sterilization. It is happening with them faster. So we're not be no one is going to fly out of the sky and come down here and save you. No, that's not happening. This is why Mother Universe is doing it in the way that they're doing. Your brothers and sisters are observing everything that's taking place on this planet. They are observing this. They have been observing this for quite some time. Guess what's going to happen? The system is going to fall. The entire truth is going to come out about our genetics versus their genetics, and all the lies that they told so-called black people who we are and what we are. All of that is going to come out, especially the lies about them. That is going to come out. Why do you think majority of them, 99.9% of them, don't want to speak about what? Genetics. None of them want to talk about genetics, but they speak about God. They speak about Mars. They speak about Jupiter. They speak about if the earth is flat around or not. They speak about who was here in America first and who was here on this continent first. They'll talk about all those subjects, but they will never, they even talk about Three-Eye Atlas. But guess what? They would never speak about the differences in their genetic versus our genetics. They would never, they can't explain why did God play the most cruel, this is a cruel trick that he played on them. Why would God create you with a skin, a suit that repels the sun, but is attractive to viruses and diseases? Why did God create you with a suit that repels the sun but is attractive to viruses and diseases? Why did God do that? That's the worst trick that you can ever feel somebody that somebody can play on you. Trust me when I tell you that. Believe me, you. It is. So when the sun actually heals you. So yes, this is what's happening on the planet, and it's happening at an accelerating rate. This is why you're going to see false flags. This is why you're going to see this is why things are taking place where though the food, the poison food stamps. Oh my gosh, the food stamps are being shut off. It's going to bring families together. I don't care. Cut the food stamps off. Guess what? That's less glaucoma, less diabetes, less heart inflations and heart diseases. Yes, bone cartilage degeneration is not going to be going. Neuro degeneration is not going to be going on, because now you're not eating none of that bullshit, and you need at least 48 to 72 hours of fasting and drinking water. So yes, destroy the food stamps, destroy the local supermarkets and the local corner stores, get rid of it all. Yes, it is time for true healing, and true healing is fasting. Shut the power off so you don't absorb this bullshit no more. Your brain needs to heal, your body needs to heal, so your soul can take over and not your body take over your fucking soul. This is what needs to be done, and it's happening. That's why those that are fasting, those that are eating properly, you're never going to see someone that eating properly and fasting that is complaining about if the food stamps and shit are being shut off. You know why? Shut that shit off. It's no good anyway. We're going to sit around on Thanksgiving and eat nothing but poison and then laugh about it. We're having a feast about the dead. No, 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 no. Families should be able to get together every day, not just one day a year, every day. Believe me, you, when I tell you. And that's what's taking place. So let me play a few videos, because I'm not going to be on here too much longer, my people. And I want to play some things for y'all, because I was talking about the magnetospheres, and I want to share this video. And again, any video I use for awareness purposes. Mr. MB33, I thank you for sharing your videos. I am not using your videos because I'm trying to, I want any type of income. I want anything from you. No, that's far from the case, Mr. MB33. So please, that's not what I'm doing right now. Hold on, bear with me, people. All right, let's play this. Let's hear what you have to say.
Are we feeling it? It is stirring. Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, we're going to talk about the Earth's magnetic field retuning and are we feeling it? It is stirring, this time not above us, but beneath us, deep inside the planet's molten core. Something has changed. Earth's magnetic heartbeat, the invisible shield that protects every living thing, is behaving differently. And now a region scientists call the South Atlantic anomaly has grown even larger than ever before. This isn't science fiction. This is data straight from satellites orbiting above us. And the changes below us might be felt in more ways than we realize. And let's talk about what's going on beneath us. A USD study confirms that the Earth's inner core has indeed slowed. New study provides clear evidence that the inner core began to slow its speed back in 2010. Article here dated June the 12th of 2024. You can read the article down below in the description box. It gives a lot of detailed information about how they learned that the Earth's core is indeed slowing down. And here's the thing, if the Earth's core is slowing down, it's definitely going to create some sort of an anomaly in the Earth's magnetic field. That's what creates the magnetic field, is the geodynamo of the Earth. The Earth's magnetic field is powered by a flow of liquid iron moving deep in the outer core. Imagine an ocean of metal constantly swirling and generating a planetary current. But lately, that current seems to be shifting. ESA swarm satellites have tracked changes in the magnetic field, and the weakest point continues to drift and expand across the South Atlantic between South America and Africa. For decades, this area has puzzled scientists. Satellites passing through the breach, basically, is what it is, often experience malfunctions or data dropouts, almost like the field is thinner there. In recent updates, that weak region appears to be stretching even farther west, and another secondary weak zone is forming to the east. Some researchers think it's a sign that the poles are slowly shifting. Others believe it's just part of the Earth's natural magnetic breathing cycle. But either way, this field is alive, it's moving, and it's changing faster than we expected. And not only is it, in a sense, alive, this change affects every living creature on the Earth. And here's the part that hardly ever makes the news. Every time the Earth's magnetic field moves, it doesn't just affect satellites, it affects every living creature on the Earth. We are electromagnetic beings living on an electromagnetic planet. Our nervous systems, our heart rhythms, even our brain waves operate in the same frequency range as the Schumann resonance, the Earth's natural background frequency that pulses between 7 and 30 hertz. When the magnetic field shifts, the Schumann resonance tends to spike or lock into bright sustained tones, and that's when people start reporting things like ringing in the ears, waves of fatigue, sudden bursts of energy, restless sleep, or vivid dreams, a wide plethora of different things that people notice when the magnetic field's in a state of flux. Not only people, but animals as well. Check this out, a flock of birds flying around wildly. This was in Morristown, Tennessee, video taken by Ernie. This isn't necessarily uncommon, but it's not necessarily something you see every day. I know there for a while I got a flurry of videos of strange animal behavior all over the Earth, animals doing things that they just don't normally do. This is an exceptionally large flock of birds, possibly containing thousands of birds, almost acting as if they're trying to find their way. And speaking of wildlife, I just received this comment less than 24 hours ago from Green Monster 2. Goes on to say, a friend of mine on the East Coast has a small farm. He said all of his animals are acting crazy this past week. Talking about this week here, the last 7 days. One bull went after a calf that was about 250 pounds, got under it with its head and horns, and launched it over a small creek on his property about 15 feet away. Thankfully, the calf wasn't injured. He also said his neighbor has a small farm with a bunch of cattle. The cattle are going crazy as well. He said a herd of them went after a small bear and wounded it. Then he said a friend had to be rescued on his land because the cattle surrounded the hunter and were ready to go after the hunter. Really, really weird behavior, he said, that he's never seen before. So could all of this stuff simply be a coincidence?
So y'all can go back and y'all can finish watching the full video. But as I told y'all many sunrises before, when I was showing y'all the magnetopause and I was showing you the solar wind that was coming on the backside of the planet, when I was showing y'all the IMF lines, the magnetic field lines, I told you everything on this planet is switching. Everything on this planet is changing. So here's let's say Earth is right here at the top. This is my hand, Earth, and this is the core. So the core supposedly was spinning like this. And as the core was spinning like this, it was creating an electrical barrier around it. It's spinning and it's creating an electrical barrier around it. But now the core is spinning slow. So what's happening is that electrical barrier, like a shield, is breaking down. It is coming down now. And what's happening is because Earth is pulled in between four gas giants, like I told y'all before, it's one big dome that is being put around all the planets in our solar system is one big family. We're having one big family reunion. That is what's happening. And I said this a long time ago, but in the process of that dome coming down, it's going to spew in high levels of gamma radiation that's going to affect all natural life all life on this planet, unnatural and natural. We are moving in a solar cycle that unnatural cells can no longer reproduce. And this is scientific terminology. We are moving in a cycle that unnatural cells can no longer reproduce. In the complex cells, they have what you call organelles and membranes. Membranes are like the miniature brain. They're like crossing guards in the cell to say what genetic material can come in and what genetic material can come out. So these are like crossing guards inside of their cells. We don't have that. We don't have internal membranes. We don't have internal organelles. That doesn't apply to us. It applies to them. They even have different what you call organelles in their body for detoxification, for synthesizing the sun. They have these stuff programmed in their cells. They just don't work at optimum performance. That's just all it is, because it's very slow. They're very slow with communicating with one another between the brain and the cell and the brain and the ligaments and arms and the rest of their body. It's a very slow process. Why do you think they take so long for them a baby, for them not to be peeing in a diaper, for them to learn how to walk, for them to hold their head up? With us, it don't take us long at all. We're advanced. We're moving right along because this is our planet. This is our universe. You understand what I'm saying to you? And it's nothing that they can do that can ever compare to what we can do. So they had to strip you from everything you can do to make you believe that what they're doing is something of value. And it's not. It's not at all. So now, let me move into, hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, somebody called in. Oh, let me take this phone call. Peace, appreciation, Peace, appreciation, and value. Live with Collage. State your name, city, and state. Where you calling from?
Hello, my name is Justice McFarland.
What's going on?
I'm in Fort Worth, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm calling about why you think there is a split between, I guess, black folks and everyone else with the prokaryotic eukaryotic cell. Because from my research,
I just answered. Let me answer your question. Oh. Because so-called black people don't have animal DNA.
Okay. So the current eukaryotic cells that are within black folks' body right now, you're saying that is not natural, correct?
No, we don't have we don't have eukaryotic cells inside of us. We have antigens that represent that they want to say that's antigens. Antigens are different from eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells actually hold DNA information, and your DNA is going to express itself. Your DNA wants to express itself in your phenotype. So your hair, your skin, your smell, the way your organs are placed inside of your body, your entire phenotype comes from your DNA. So the eukaryotic cell DNA has animal genetics in there. Go ahead.
Okay, so you're saying that even with all the, I guess, the antigens that we put into our body, that those eukaryotic cells are not a part of us? Like, I understand that they're not a part of our being, but you're saying, I'm asking, are they still within our bodies because of all the poison and stuff like that? Do you believe that?
Yeah, but you can detoxify them, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. That's what I was trying to clarify pretty much.
Absolutely.
Because, you remember the study of Henrietta Lacks? You know, they observed her cells and everything, and she has these, like, mortal cells. I believe, she is, like, one of our sisters in the sense that she comes from the same race as us, same everything. Mm-hmm. And as they were studying her, pretty much, they kind of, like her cells are eukaryotic. That's what they were kind of showing, I guess, to some extent. So I was just wondering, what circumstance made that her cells like that, like so immortal? They were cancers, by the way, if you didn't know. Those were the cells that they were specifically studying, is the tumor that they got from her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it still had some of her DNA in it and everything. So I'm kind of confused in how that kind of happens.
Well, no, here's the problem. They can't extract black people DNA. So let's just start with that. They can't extract our DNA. They can't cut into our DNA. They can only study us. They can't do that. So what happened is she had eukaryotic cells in her body based on the foods and the toxification that was in her body. So let me give an example. The same animals that we eat today, that they have us eating, is the same animals that they are genetically spliced with, that they raped us with and put into our bloodstream. So she's eating the very animals and got injections. She didn't know this probably as a baby, getting injections, these vaccinations that have these animal DNA, have this animal genetics in there, and they attach themselves to our cells. As these antigens are attaching to our cells, it weakens our lymphatic system, it weakens our glymphatic system. So it makes us more acceptable to viruses and diseases. So yes, she probably had eukaryotic antigens inside of her body, but her DNA, she didn't show any type of her phenotype didn't have any expression of an animal. Hair follicles, the smell of her body, her phenotype, the way she's shaped, she didn't have any of that as a so-called black woman.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I kind of confirmed that with you. There's probably another question I would have, but I guess I would have to just call back because I don't want to waste your time. I guess off the cuff. Why do you think that we went from haploids to diploids? In fact, like, I really don't understand that point either, because to me it seems like it does make sense, the fact that we have 23 pairs of chromosomes, and it splits into 46 in total. That does make sense because like you get 23 from your mom, 23 from your dad during the sperm hitting the egg and making the baby. So I don't really understand why that doesn't. I guess why you think that that's not the case.
Because just think about one thing. It's a theory. We never went from haploids to diploids. It went from single cell organism to a complex cell organism, which is the eukaryotic cell. We never went from haploids to diploids. That's just a theory. And the reason why they're saying that we went to diploids is because of the unnatural species that has multiple genetic material in there from different species that that's not even in the same proximity of one another. So that's there. If you look it up and read it, it says the theory is that many million years ago, our ancestors decided, or with nature or evolution, to switch their genetic code. But it's just a theory. It's not factual information. And how do we know this? Because 22 of those chromosomes are recessive genes. We don't have any recessive. Why would we create ourselves with genes that are at birth subjugate us to viruses and diseases without any type of influence from nature? We're being born with subjugated to viruses and diseases. That doesn't make any sense to us.
Okay. All right, that does make sense. And then on top of that, I also kind of want to pry into what you were talking about earlier with the actual I guess the studying of black folks' cells. Mm-hmm. I want to confirm that kind of for the audience in a different method, just to make sure, just to help them out in understanding, just in case there are other people out there doing the grasp. It is true. Like what you said is definitely true. It's extremely difficult to look into the cells of heavily melanated things. That is something that's almost, I'd say, impossible for electron microscopes. The ones the electron microscopes that they use to kind of study cells. It's very hard for them to kind of penetrate through the melanin. It's extremely difficult. It's hard to see through. So that's something that I kind of wanted to tell the audience, just in case a lot of people get lost on that point too. But I think that's pretty much it. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No doubt, my brother. I appreciate you.
All right. Have a good one.
Abundant. Listen, people, I'm going to show you. It's very hard. They can't see our genetics. They can't cut into hold on, let me just make this clear. They can see it, but they can't extract our genetics. We have to understand what I mean by that. They can see it all day, but they can't extract that immortal gene that the so-called black woman has and that she passes down to her son, which is her creation. Hold on, I want to pull up a video to show you this, and they try to hide this video over and over. Let me pull this up though. I want to pull this video up. Give me 1 second. And I wanted to get to that video too. Hold on. Hold on, people. I know y'all want to call in, but give me a second now. Hold on. hold on. Hold on, my people. I want to get through something real fast. Please bear with me. I know y'all want to call in. Hold on. I want to get to something real fast because I want to stay on that subject real fast, what the brother was saying, so that way we can stay here. Hold on. I want to stay on this subject. I want to stay on this real fast. Come on, Mother Universe. I know I got it. I know it's here. Let me keep on. Here we go. Hold on. Pause. I know we got it. Come on. Hold on. Here we go. Let me share this with you real fast.
Special, do you want to explain the special about melanin and how it protects the cell, the DNA inside the nucleus? That's very important.
Part of the reason you can't do these experiments, where there's a lot of melanin around, the melanin actually in a lot of people, in black people, it's actually spread out through the skin. It spreads out through the cells and covers everything from the actions of the ultraviolet light.
There's no doubt in people with higher melanin, natural higher melanin, that it's far more likely that melanin will be coating the nucleus, the cell wall of the nucleus of the DNA. Now, the point about that is that ultraviolet light, which is often used to splice DNA, is blocked by that melanin. It absorbs it. It doesn't allow it in to interfere with the DNA. And it could well be, and this is Nigel's thesis, that this was a blocker for them when they were trying to genetically alter the species, and therefore when maybe just out of random mutation something like an albino came along, they discovered, wow, we can get straight in. And it may well be that the paler skinned people on the earth have that pale skin because of this genetic experimentation to make things easier for them to work on human DNA. And in fact, Professor Steve Jones argues that this thing about vitamin D being, paler skin being there to allow vitamin D to be absorbed and so on, all these theories about why pale skin happened in the first place, he believes it's not an adequate explanation. There is no real explanation or justification for the need for pale skin at all.
Yeah, because I think if
dark skin is always an advantage in every circumstance.
Because most people would just automatically assume, well, they went to live in the north where there's less sun, so therefore their skin changed colour. But that's not the case.
According to Professor Steve Jones, an eminent professor of biology, that is absolute nonsense.
Right. Okay.
There's just no reason at all for pale skin.
You might want to absorb more light, and why did we lose hair if we came to a colder climate, etc. Yeah. So obviously, something wrong with that idea. Right. All right. And Nigel contends that the white races, the northern European races, have probably had the most interference from this outside entity called the grey alien.
Yeah, and he doesn't say that. It's very important to say he doesn't say that from the point of view of a kind of reverse racism.
Right.
It's just he's letting us know that, right, that's there. You may need to do something about it, and maybe suggesting ways that we could do something about it. And if you look at the record of the European nations throughout history, in terms of colonialism, imperialism, and what the havoc they've wreaked on the world, it makes the point
that
really.
It's the blue-eyed white races that have got their finger on the nuclear. Well, I mean, what about China? Because he mentions the Chinese as well, doesn't he? He says that they've had significant intervention. Am I right there?
That's right. Yes, there's been interception all across the board. They found ways of doing it, but the most efficient way to do it is on cell nucleuses that aren't protected by the melanin shield. Right. That's just the most efficient, easiest way to do it.
Get the book, Sunset.
La 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 la. And our cells are coded. In order for you to splice, it's called CRISPR. You can look this up. They blocked my video from talking about CRISPR, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But CRISPR is how they genetically splice and cut into DNA, and they can't do it. When they use the ultraviolet light to cut into our DNA, you know what happens with us? It charges us up. We eats that motherfucker. We eat it. That's why they can't change our phenotype. They would have been had us growing tails. They would have been had us having monkey ears and monkey and horns growing out of our hair. They would have been had all that shit done to us. If they could do that to us, they would have been done it. They can't do it. They can see us. They see it, but they can't do it. Listen, I'm not going to take too many more phone calls. I'm going to take this last phone call. Peace, appreciation, and value. Live with Kala. State your name, city, and state where you calling from.
Peace, appreciation, with Kala. This is Tavion. I'm in Minnesota. Called you when I was in Georgia.
What's up, my brother?
And I saw you was live, and people was trying to challenge your intelligence.
I ain't worried about nobody challenging me. I ain't worried about nobody challenging me, unless they're willing to call in and challenge and talk to having a mature, an adult conversation. That I show nothing but facts. I'm bringing nothing but science facts. I'm not worried about nobody challenging me. That doesn't mean anything to me. They're challenging themselves because I'm fucking up their fragility. I'm fucking up their comfortability in their lives. That's all it is. So what's on your soul though, brother? Yeah. Because I ain't got much longer, bro.
All right, I just wanted to try and get some actual, questions that could help people, think deeper on what's going on in this world today. Why people are trying to get us, mixed in with the complex cell.
It's an embarrassment. That's why. It's to embarrass us. That's why. Is to embarrass us, to show that we're sleeping. To show us that we're sleeping with animals and we're sleeping with the person that had no problem that abusing us. This is an embarrassment.
Yeah, but I'm confused on why we ourselves want to, mix ourselves in with them, especially after knowing the history that we went through with them.
It's called, Stockholm syndrome. It's called Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
It's called loving your abuser more than you love the truth. That's all it is. Stockholm syndrome.
Right. We all just need to, accept what's going on before it's too late. Because, like you said, we're all gonna go. People are gonna go crazy and crash out.
Yeah, they crashing out now, my brother. They are crashing out now. They are definitely crashing out now, and they're even more upset because the fact is that all the stuff that I was talking about is just coming to light, and it ain't even about me. For real. It's about we. Forget me. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate you, my brother, man. Thank you for calling in. I'm gonna take 2 more phone calls. Everybody gonna get like 2 minutes because I gotta get ready to get out of here. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Abundance, my brother. Have an amazing one.
You.
No problem.
Abundance.
Peace, appreciation, and value. Live with Kala. Peace, appreciation, and value. Live with Kala. State your name, city, and state where you calling from. We got 2 minutes. Talk to me.
What's going on with you, Kala? This is Mike. I'm calling out of San Marcos, Texas right now. I'm really from Cali, but that's whatever.
What's going on, brother?
Man, to try to reach you, it'd be doing some funny shit, man.
I got you, my brother. Listen, respect to you, bro. I got about 3 minutes, man. We can't have this all night, so I want you to get to your point. No disrespect, but I want to get it to a couple phone calls, and because I gotta go.
My point is, shit. You put the pressure on me, fucking. You know what? It's a pleasure with everything you do. I just want to say thank you, and that's it. I'm gonna let you go,
bro. Listen, I'm gonna do this live. I'm gonna do this call in. I'm gonna do it as much as I possibly can until they shut this shit down. So I'm gonna do it again. I'll probably do it. If I don't do it tomorrow, I'll definitely do it on Friday or Saturday. I'm gonna do another call in, brother, and that way I can give people time to actually call in. So in Friday and Saturday, more people will probably be at home or not, or distracted with work. So I apologize, my brother, for me not giving you the time that you
Nah, it's all good, brother. It's all good.
You, though, my brother. No doubt. I thank you, man. Have an amazing, supreme, cosmic rest of your night.
Thank you. You too, man.
No doubt, my brother. All right, my people. I'm just going to, like I said, I looked at the time and I didn't realize what time it is. So I want to try to get through as much as I possibly can. And at the same token, take 1 or 2 more phone calls. Please, when y'all call in, please get right to it and let me know how y'all feel, what's on your soul, what's on your mind. That's all it is. It's not that I don't want to, because y'all know I'm more accessible than anybody. This is about we. It ain't about just my mind. It's about all of us collectively together. But this video tonight was definitely for the starseeds, because they are lying and manipulating you. They are trying to lie and manipulate you. These religious gurus are lying. They want to get ahead. They didn't tell you that you can create something that you can probably reach out to your star family, to your own brothers and sisters. They told you to get on your knees and pray to God. They said, keep telling you, pray to God, pray to God, pray to God, pray to God. They didn't tell you not one time that you had brothers and sisters that had advanced technology that can shut this shit down on this planet. Peace, appreciation, and value. Live with Kala. State your name, city, and state. Where you calling from?
My name is DJ.
All right, what's up?
I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Okay, what's on your mind?
So I really wanted to ask you about any books and like scientific literature to back statements made about genealogy and anatomy and the differences between the different phenotypes.
Okay, you can get a biology book, you get a genetics book, and you can get a chemistry book, and you get a physics books. You can get any of those books right there, and they would speak about it. They speak vaguely about our genetics, but whenever they talk about prokaryotic cells, they automatically go right into eukaryotic cells, because the eukaryotic cell organism is what they want to keep on the forefront, but they're not natural to the planet.
And it's that point specifically, the fact that their cells are not natural to the planet and our cells able to absorb all energy. Do you know of any books that would speak on specifically like that point?
Nah, that's why you got to get different books. You got to read different literature, because any scientists or geneticists or biologists, they're not going to speak directly about our direct greatness. They're not going to just tell black people because it's universal law. They're not going to do that. But for example, when you get a biology book, they're going to talk about plants and trees and how plants and trees are autotroph and heterotroph. And then you go read another place and somebody talk about breatharians. And then you'd be like, well, damn, a breatharian eats directly from the sunlight and drinks water. And then you go look at a tree. A tree eats directly from the sunlight and able to remove the molecule from the water, so that way it can create sugar, which is glucose, which gives the tree energy. So trees are the closest thing to us.
Yes. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
No doubt, my brother. Yeah, you just got to get a couple. You got to get a couple books, and when you get a couple books, you start reading from different scientists and different geneticists and different biologists, and you will it will all start to come together. Trust me when I tell you. You just got to read. It's like putting a puzzle together. They're never going to tell you in one book that this is all so-called black people and it's about you. And you might can find a book. You're not going to find an anatomy book. You're not going to find them, because they're not printing those type of books, and they're not going to do that. Now you'll find an independent book, you know what I mean, when it speaks about our intuition, it speaks about a pineal gland, it speaks about neuromelanin. You can find that, Dr. Layla Africa, and so forth and so on. But you're never going to see any geneticist or biologist that's going to publish a book, because all those books have to get approved through the government in order for them to be printed. So all of them got to get approved.
Sure. You mentioned Dr. Layla Africa.
Dr. Layla Africa. He got a couple books out, and then you can pull up a video. It's called Dr. Dilbert Blair, Black Woman is God. Dr. Dilbert Blair, Black Woman is God. Listen to that video, write down the things that he is talking about when it comes down to the so-called Black woman's anatomy, and then you can research those things up. When you research those things up, read about them, and believe me, you will find it. With self-discipline and the willpower, you will start to come in your memory and start to remember and the dots will start to connect, my brother. Trust me. Dr. Gilbert Blair. His name is Dr. Gilbert Blair. Black Woman is God. It's on YouTube. I'm probably sure you can find a video on YouTube, but it's there.
Definitely. I've written it down.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
No doubt, my brother. You have an amazing day. Supreme to you.
You too, sir.
Abundance. All right, hold on, my people. It was another video that I wanted to play. Oh, here we go. My bad. This is the last video. I want to play I'm going to play a little bit of this video so people can, any video I use for awareness purposes. These videos that I don't care about any type of financial gain. This is about the truth. I don't care about nothing else. Any video I use for awareness purposes only.
So the alien situation is getting pretty wild right now, with pilots seeing multiple traffic reports actually of unidentified expanding spheres over the Gulf, and this was today. The thing is, since November last year, we've been seeing more and more UFO sightings, and people want to know, are we looking at drones or are we looking at something else? And
Rapaz, eu tô achando que aquela você tá vindo pra cá, olha o tamanho que vem voando aqui em cima de Arim. Ali.
What is that? What the?
now, if you've been following the topic closely, since last year, we've been seeing several people recording videos of these things coming in and out of the ocean. At the time, it was being said that they were just drones.
Police, they're going crazy.
But now, just this week, we got videos of the same things, the same glowing spheres in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Check this out.
My bad, people. You know they was gonna hit a commercial. My bad. My bad. Let me turn the volume down. All right, you know they was gonna hit with a commercial. My bad. Any video I use for awareness purposes only. Awareness purposes only. I care nothing about this draconian money. None of that shit. Let's go. Let's get this. Let's care about the truth. Starseed. Just pay attention to this.
Then all of a sudden we got this 3-eye atlas situation, which is pretty bizarre.
So we're going to watch for it. The energy in must equal the energy out, according to the ordinary theory. But if that's not true, if there's more energy going out than in, it means that there's energy boost coming from whipping around the sun, and that requires intelligence.
Right now, all eyes are on 3-eye atlas. If this thing picks up energy when it curves around the sun, that would mean it's not a comet. But if it's not a comet, then what is this thing? And is it possible that it's not a coincidence that these UFOs, whatever they are, they've been massively leaving the ocean towards inland since last year? It's as if these things are moving. But why? What do they know that we don't? So let's deep dive into this and let's try to find out. Let's begin with the basic, and that would be the latest sightings, including the one in Fort Lauderdale. So Stephen posted this on October 28th, and this is apparently coming from an article. Thousands of unidentified submerged objects are lurking off America's coastlines. I checked out the original video, and apparently it's coming from these guys. Yeah, that is weird.
Yo, what the? All right. shit's crazy.
Yeah, it could be someone with a flashlight, right?
Look like a tornado or something. I don't see nothing. I just see like a flashlight. Oh, and it's moving up.
It's moving up.
Right there, bro. It's like a light. I think it's a light. It's a flashlight.
Wait, he got pretty close here, and at this point, I think we should be seeing at least a person, divers. All I see is a source of light. And it actually looks as if it could be a sphere of light down there. Now, it could be, of course, an LED light or something like that. But being that these divers are there every night, and I'm guessing they are, every night over there, they never saw it, it got them startled. Whatever these things are, it could just be one of these orbs that we're seeing flying around all over the world.
What the hell? Yo, what is this? It's not making any noise. I am not playing. This is just feet above me. What? My God, is happening. Dude, it's not making any noise. This is not a drone, my people. Look at this. Look at this. It's just, I am bugged out.
Yeah, so not saying it's one of those things, but it could be. Let's take a look at the rest of the video.
It's like a flashlight.
Yeah, it looks like a flashlight.
It's that look. There's two. Let's go to that one, Mati. Let's check that one over there. Because that one over there just cut off and then it turned back on.
All right, so let me move up a little bit, my people, because I don't want to. I don't. Hold on. Let me move up a little bit. I want to. You can watch the full video. I don't want to play the whole video. You can go watch his full video. There is his name right there. There's the video right here. But I just want to play just a little bit more clip.
And we're possibly looking at alien spheres or some sort of advanced technology. And this leads us directly to 3i Atlas and the possibility of this thing being an alien ship.
Okay, are you ready for this? So we're days away from a once-in-a-lifetime moment. 3i Atlas is about to graze the sun, and it's getting more and more interesting, frankly, strange by the
Yeah, it is.
Let's go through what's verified, what's speculation, and why everyone is watching 3i Atlas so closely right now.
Perfect. Let's do that.
As of October 23rd, 3i Atlas is about 360 million kilometers from Earth. It's currently passing through Virgo, and it's headed for its closest point to the sun around October 29th.
Today.
Just inside of Mars's orbit. The Swift Observatory measured it shedding water like a cosmic fire hose. So while ESA and independent astronomers have been posting, stayed mostly quiet, which obviously sparks speculation. But the internet has been busy. Let's start with the creator that goes by Dobsonian Power. So he's been tracking and covering 3i Atlas and has just captured it through a solar telescope. Now, after the images were enhanced, the supposed streak of light, it resolved into something really weird.
So this is actually the picture he's talking about. And again, this is bizarre.
Here's how I see it. The verified data shows a natural active comet, older, colder, and shedding gas and water as it heats. But the timing, the strange imagery, and the silence from key agencies is really keeping everyone's attention locked. So whether this is just
Yeah, this is how I see it too. I mean, it's most likely just an Oumuamua type object. And we're possibly going to see more of these things. But the timing and the silence and the UFOs or orbs that we have been seeing, the drones, it's all just too strange. Either this is a huge coincidence or there's something possibly going on. And according to some people who researched the topic of UFOs and aliens, it's been going on for a while.
Whether you believe these are real or faked actually does not matter at all. There is a much bigger problem with crops.
Okay.
Whoever is designing these has a geometric knowledge that is so deep it requires a multidisciplinary analysis from multiple fields of science.
What do you mean?
Absolutely.
Magnetic field, for example. They can also take the top view, rotate it on its side, and then give you that side view. They can show you what a bar magnet's magnetic field looks like, but you got to know that this is a 4-poled bar magnet to actually decode this. They've shown magnetic components like this motor and stator. They've taken very complex 3D geometry and flattened it down into a 2D representation of it. Some of them are even ancient spiritual concepts like the geometry of space-time, the geometry of consciousness, or the flower of life. At Stonehenge, they were able to execute a perfect Julia set fractal. Some show detailed celestial events like the lunar calendar and an 18-year lunar eclipse cycle. Molecular geometry of vitamin A. Easy work. Correct perspective and ternary code for CERN. Easy work.
You gotta be kidding me.
It's a quantum particle mapped from 8 dimensions down to 2 dimensions. Now, these guys really got me into this. Now, these may look deceptively simple, but you don't just draw this shape. They're describing physics concepts from something called sympathetic vibratory physics. It is very specialized knowledge you really have to dig for. Think like Tesla tech. Back in the alchemy days, they hid this in symbolic art, in cathedrals, in books, and it's even hidden in your head. That goes back to ancient Egypt. Now, there are absolutely fake ones, but I don't think anyone here is dumb enough to compare this to something like that.
Interesting.
And there remains no adequate explanation for how the stalks get bent and exploded in the way that they do in the real crop circle.
Okay.
Can you execute this on paper? You don't get to say that they're...
Yeah, that makes sense, even though it's pretty far-fetched.
Who has the knowledge and the power to do that? You think it's meat eaters? Star seeds. Listen to me. You are great. You are powerful. You are unique. You are amazing. The whole thing of Earth, this is a school, is for you to master your own power. Whatever you think of yourself internally, it's going to express externally. And this is why it's so important to get you thinking in a manner in which they have you thinking in. I want to take this last phone call because it's 10:47. Peace, appreciation, and value. You live with Kala. State your name, city, and state where you calling from.
Dave Sharon from Kamloops, British Columbia. How you doing, Kala?
I'm well. How you doing? British Columbia in the building. What's on your soul? What's on your mind?
Oh, I just wanted to call you and let you know you're pretty busy here yesterday. You got your line freed up. Just kind of agree with everything you got going on, man. I mean, a lot of people just don't know what's coming down. But just wanted to say hi and how you've been keeping.
Oh, man, I thank you very much, man. I greatly appreciate you calling in and sharing that with me, brother. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we all know that this diversionary tactics are going to come to an end, and we're all going to be faced. We're going to all be faced with our own. We're going to be looking in the mirror.
Thank you.
And it's coming down. So you take care of yourself, and the next few days are going to be kind of crazy, but let's try to don't be fooled, eh? Don't be fooled.
That's right. Don't be fooled, man.
That's good. Well, we'll talk again, Lord willing. We're going to be able to connect again. So back here in Canada, there are some people in Canada here that are watching and listening to you all the time. Good to hear you.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you, man. I really appreciate that.
Okay, Claude. Later.
Later. Peace, brother. And I like it. Before I go any further, I want to thank and give much respect to other races and people that don't hear racism in my voice, but actually hear the truth in my voice. Because the trick was played on y'all too. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I really want y'all to understand that. And a lot of people that are stuck in their own ways, that's stuck in their comfortability, will refuse to hear truth. And they will only hear hatred out of my mouth. They will only hear anger. They don't hear the fact that I literally I want the best for all races of people, but I want the best for my race first. It's no different from in nature. Hippopotamus should be concerned with hippopotamus. Crocodiles should be concerned with crocodiles. Black ants should be concerned with black ants. But guess what? If we're taking care of our race and not harming no other race, we're going to actually help each other, whether it's directly or indirectly, to get to the next sunrise. And that's all it was always about. So I value my people. I think that last call, it was a reason why, I stayed on the phone and I answered that call. You know what I mean? It was a reason for everything. So I thank you all. I appreciate you. The vibe. I appreciate everybody that was in the chat. I appreciate everybody that called in. Again, value and appreciate and love yourself. Do not allow someone to manipulate your mind to hate yourself or hate other people. You can defend yourself. This is not about physically defending. This is about mental. There's going to be crazy people into this world. It's going to get even more crazier because that's what they want. They want that. But guess what? Those that are grounded, those that have true, genuine value and love in their heart, you ain't got to worry about none of this bull crap. Are we all going to witness this darkness? Yes, we are. We are all going to witness what we have turned a deaf ear and a blind eye to. But guess what? We're all not going to experience the same thing. Woman, child, and man, cosmos, and earth, eternal light. Each one reach one. This is how we grow. I see you, my brothers and sisters. Protect yourself at all times with knowledge, sunlight, chlorophyll, distilled water, and 3D human free. Kalama Amin Ra, divine gene for life. Some blood, some blood, some blood. I am not black. Yizzo. It's not about one love. It's about whole love. Peace, abundance, and gratitude to you all.
Good. Read them on.